श्लोक आस प्यासी में फिरूं कब देखूं गोपाल। है कोई साजन संत जन नानक प्रभ मिलन हार। बिन मिलबे शांत न उपजै तिल पल रहन न जाए। हर साधे सजनागति नानक आस बुझाए। O Nanak, I am wandering around in search of my beloved God with lot of hopes. When will I perceive a glimpse of my God benefactor? Is there any friendly saint who could unite me with my beloved God? I cannot remain peaceful even for a moment without having a glimpse of my beloved God, as I am yearning for him. O Nanak, I have sought the support of the holy saints and hope to fulfill all my hopes and desire through their help. Chant रुत सरद अडम्बरो असु कत के हर प्यास जियो। खोजंती दर्शन फिरत कब मिलिए गुणतास जियो। बिन कंत प्यारे नहीं सुख सारे हार कंगन त्रिग बना। सुंदर सुजान चतुर बेती सास बिन जैसे तना। ईत उत दह दिस अलोकन मन मिलन की प्रभ प्यास जियो। बिनवंत नानक तार कृपा मेल हो प्रभ गुणतास जियो। The onset of the season of winter, comprising of the months of Asu and Kartik, September and October, has again enlivened the hope of uniting with the God. I am seeking and craving for a glimpse of God. When shall I unite with you, ocean of virtues? Without the love of God, we cannot enjoy any bliss, and the wearing of necklace or bracelets is like a curse. All the pleasures of various outer appearances, with beauty, cleverness of mind, with witty, intelligent talk, and being knowledgeable, are fruitless without the love of God, just as the body without the soul and breathing. I look around in all the 10 directions with the hope of thirst for meeting beloved God, and proceed to look for holy saints. O Nanak, may the God, the ocean of all virtues, unite us with himself through his grace. Slok Jalan bhuji sheetal bhaye man tanu upji shant। नानक प्रभ पूरन मिले दुतिया बिनसी प्राण। साध पठाए आप हर हम तुम ते नाही दूर। नानक प्रम पै मिट गए रमण राम परपूर। On meeting with the perfect God, the fire of our worldly desires is quenched, and there is peace and tranquility of both body and mind, getting rid of our dual-mindedness. That God has sent the holy saints as his messengers to prove his proximity to us, that he is not far away. O Nanak, they have been merged with the perfect and all-pervasive God, and their whims and fear complex are cast away. Chant रुत सिसियर शीतल हर प्रगटे मंगर पोह जियो। जलन भुजी दरस पाया बिन से माया तोह जियो। सब काम पूरे मिल हजूरे हर चरण सेवक सेवया। हार डोर श्रृंगार सब रस गुण गाओ लख पेवया। पाओ भगत गोविंद पांछत जम न साकै जो है जियो। बिनवंत नानक प्रभु आप मेले तह ना प्रेम पिछोह जियो। During the season of winter, comprising of the months of Mangar and Po, November and December, there is peace and tranquility all around, as the God has shown his glimpse, has appeared himself, and with the glimpse of God the fire within is extinguished, and the vices of deceit, sins and jealousy is cast away. people who are devotees of Vaheguru, the saints, they have been united with the God, having completed their functions, all our actions, with the recitation of true name as our necklace, with the concentration of mind as the thread, and all other worldly pleasures and ornaments are all useful and completed when we sing the praises of indescribable God sublime beyond our comprehension. Then by developing the love of God's worship, even the Yama does not approach us. O Nanak, such people who are united by the God with Himself, they cannot face separation from Him again. Like a soul bride winning conjugal union with the God spouse. श्लोक हर तन पाया सुहागणी डोलत नाही चीत संत संजोगी नानका ग्रह प्रगटे प्रभु मीत नाद विनोद नंद कोड प्रिय प्रीतम संग बने मन बांछत फल पाया हरे नानक नाम बने. People who have attained the wealth of God's true name, they do not falter again, like the woman attaining the love of God's spouse. O Nanak, the people who have joined the company of holy saints have been enlightened by the light of knowledge, and God has appeared within them, that God who is friendly and helpful. All the worldly pleasures, joy, musical tunes, or the bliss of worldly drama are pleasant and lovable when God's company is also available. O Nanak, we could get all our cherished desires fulfilled when we recited God's true name in the company of holy saints who are dear to beloved God. Chant हिम कर रुत मन पावती माघ फगण गुणवंत जियो सखी सहेली गाओ मंगलो ग्रह आए हर कंत जियो ग्रह लाल आए मन थे आए सेज सुंदर सोहिया वण तृण त्रिपवन भय हरिया देख दर्शन मोहिया मिले स्वामी इच्छ पुण्य मन जपया निर्मल मंत जियो बिनवंत नानक नित करो रलिया हर मिले श्रीधर कंत जियो. The season of snowfall, comprising the months of Magh and Falgun, January and February, is very lovable and pleasant, as it is full of virtues and peace-loving surroundings. O friends, let us all, including the saints, sing the praises of God, as the God spouse has appeared within us. The prime soul has shown itself in the soul, the beloved God's prime soul presence within the soul, whom we had remembered at heart, has made my heart blissful and beautiful. I have been enamored by the glimpse of true Master, whose presence has blossomed forth all the beings, big and small, in the three worlds. We got united with the God when we recited the true name through Guru's word, and got enamored with all my desires fulfilled. O Nanak, I am now enjoying the eternal bliss, having merged with the God, the spouse of Maya or nature. Shlok Sant Sahai Ji ke Pavjal Taran Har Sabte Uche Janiye Nanak Naam Pyar Jin Janiya Se Tare Se Sure Se Bir नानक तिन बलिहारणे हर जप उतरे तीर. O Nanak, the people who are friendly with the holy saints are enabled to cross this ocean of life successfully. They are considered greatest of all, as they are imbued with the love of God's true name. People who have realized the God have attained salvation and are great warriors in this world and the next as well. O Nanak, I would offer myself as a sacrifice to the person who has crossed this ocean of life successfully by reciting God's true name. Chant charan birajit sab upare mitya sagal kalesh jiyo आवन जावन दुख हरे, हर भगत किया परवेश जियो। हर रंग राते सहज माते, तिल ना मन ते बिसरै। तज आप सरणी परे चरनी, सर्व गुण जगदीसरै। गोविंद गुण निध श्री रंग स्वामी, आद को आदेश जियो। बिनवंत नानक मया तारो, जुग जुगो इक वेस जियो। O true Master, the people who have inculcated the love of the lotus feet of God in the heart, they have cast away all their suffering and they have become the greatest of all ones. The God's love has been inculcated in the heart. The sufferings of cycles of births and deaths are cast away. They are imbued with the love of God and they remain immersed in the knowledge of God's secrets without forsaking the God from the mind even for a moment. They have attained all the virtues of God, the true Master of the world, having rid themselves of the egoism and taking refuge at the lotus feet of God. O true Master, the Gopin and the treasure of all virtues, I salute you. You are the source of all creation. O Nanak, may the God bestow His grace and make me realize His true self and His form pervading throughout various ages, yugs. Ram Kali Mahalla Pehla Dakhani Omkar Ik Omkar Satgur Prasad Omkar Brahmautpat ओंकार किया जिन चित ओंकार सैल जुग भय ओंकार वेद निर्मय ओंकार शब्द उधरे ओंकार गुरमुख तरे ओनम अक्षर सुनो विचार ओनम अक्षर त्रिभुवन सार. The formless God has created the God Brahma, who has worshipped the God in his heart with love and devotion. Then all the mountains and yugas, Satyug and Kalyug, were also created by the God. Then the God further created the authors of the Vedas, the books of lore, and then the beings of the world were created by the sweet dictate of God's grace. Then the beings are made to cross this ocean of life successfully through the Guru's guidance, Guru's word, by the God's grace. O human beings, try to recite the true name of the true God. Listen to God's true name, who is praiseworthy and is not subject to death, destruction with meditation. Remember Him. The true name of the God is the only truth, the fountainhead in all the three worlds. सुन पांडे क्या लिखो जंजाला लिख राम नाम गुरुमुख गोपाला रहाओ. Listen to me, O Pandey, Pandit. Why are you writing, working the actions, something leading to the worldly bondage? It is worthwhile for you to write only the true name of the God, Ram Nam, through the Guru's guidance, which is the name of the God Creator and the Sustainer. Pause. सस्सै सब जग सही छुपाया तीन पवन एक ज्योति गुरुमुख वस्त परापत होवै चुन लै माणक मोती समझै सूझै पढ़ पढ़ भूझै अंत निरंतर साचा गुरुमुख देखै साथ समाले बिन साचे जग काचा. Through the letter Sassa, the Guru has explained that this universe consisting of three worlds has been created by the God Creator without any efforts. The Guru-minded person who has selected the jewels and adopted the virtues of worldly detachment has realized the spiritual bliss through the company of the holy saints. People who study the books of lore and find out the form and appearance of the God from the Guru and then follow Guru's guidance are enlightened with the knowledge of God, perceiving his glimpse, who is the ultimate truth. The Guru-minded people who care to realize and attain the true name by meditating with full concentration finally realize that this world without the support of true name is false and transient and is perishable. तद्दै धर्म तरे धर्मापुर गुणकारी मन तीरा तद्दै तूल पड़ै मुख मस्तक कंचन भय मनूरा तन तरणी तर आप जोनी तोल बोल सच पूरा करते की मित करता जाने कै जाने गुर सूरा. The letter Tadda tells us that the Guru-minded people adopt the religious norms and their mind attains peace and solace with the virtues gained through the religious principles. When the dust of such holy saints is applied to their foreheads, then the impure people also get purified like the dirty iron, converting into pure gold. With Guru's guidance, blessed and praiseworthy is the God creator of the world, who is free from the cycle of births and whose evaluation in terms of speech and consideration is really true. The God alone knows his own principles and limits. The perfect Guru could realize his indescribable worth. ज्ञान गवाया दूजा भाया गर्भ गले बिख खाया गुर रस गीत बाद नहीं पावे सुनिए गहर गंभीर गवाया गुर सच कहया अमृत लहया मन तन सार सुखाया आपे गुरमुख आपे देवै आपे अमृत पियाया. People engrossed in dual-mindedness have not realized the truth and they have not understood God's greatness, being involved in vicious thoughts or sinful actions. People who have not listened to God's praises being sung, they have lost sight of limitless and formless God beyond our comprehension. People who have been made to listen to Guru's word, they have attained the nectar of true name, thus loving the true God with body and mind. The God himself bestows the nectar of true name through Guru's guidance to the devotees who partake of it through God's grace. एको एक कहे सब कोई हौ में गर्भ व्यापै अंतर बाहर एक पछाणे यो कर महल सिंजापै प्रभ नेड़ै हर दूर न जानो एको शिष्ट सबाई एक अंकार वर नहीं दूजा नानक एक समाई. Everyone believes and proclaims that the one God sublime is our only support, but all remain engrossed in the love of egoistic tendencies and I-amness. People who have realized omnipresent God within and without have attained self-realization and perceived the God within. The God sublime, who is the only power pervading everywhere, should be considered very close to us and not a distant entity. O Nanak, there is only one God Almighty, and there is no second power in whom the whole world is merged.